Okay, we are at the last half of the last live hour for today. Is there anything anybody has that they want to talk about? Mastermind needs support around? Anything at all? Okay, well, let's see. What can I come up with? Um, oh, let's see. Sue's had me put something in the chat before. It's actually part of my talk for Thursday, but she had suggested that it might be something to mastermind around. And so it says, have the audacity to show up for yourself so you can grow into a more authentic version of yourself. And so that you can do, be, and have what you want in this life. So, any thoughts around that?
I have one little thought around that, I guess. So I think you probably don't know this, but I think Beck does. So like eight years ago is like the moment for us that we like burned the boats, like we just had this moment where we were separated a lot of the time because of the business we had at the time. Both of us were sort of, yes, we owned our own business, but we were kind of trading hours for dollars. I was like consulting for school districts. We just didn't have a lot of time. Like our schedules were kind of controlled by somebody else. And we had this moment where we realized that that just wasn't how we wanted to live, right? So we just took this enormous leap that was, I mean, terrifying. Like a lot of times I talk about women who are leaving, like talk to women who are leaving the workforce or leaving their career or but rarely do both people in the family do it at once. Like we did it simultaneously, like we held hands and jumped off the cliff. And there are so many times still though that we have to remind ourselves of that commitment. Because like there are moments where it is like I keep reminding myself, you know what? Even when you work for somebody else, like you still have those days, you still have those moments. And that's no different when you're running your own show. Sometimes it goes great. Sometimes it goes terrible. Sometimes you don't know what to do. Sometimes you know exactly what to do, but you're not willing to do it. I mean, like you still come up against all those exact same things. And so we have to, like lately, we've had to really remind ourselves of the audacity. Yeah, we had the audacity, but like anybody can do crazy once. It's that you have to stay in it. Like I have to remind myself all the time. And right now I'm writing this homeschool course, and it's a lot about that. Like when you're in a really rough patch of homeschooling, like how do you know if you should stay with it, or how do you know if you should quit, and it just keeps coming back to me all the time of how quickly, like literally the first time there's any sign of trouble, even our closest family and closest friends, they go, you should quit. You should quit. You should stop working from home. You should stop homeschool. Like you should stop doing this crazy thing, because it would definitely make them feel more comfortable if you would stop that. If you would stop that crazy, then I would be so much more comfortable around you again, because it wouldn't challenge me so hard. And so I'm just having that moment again where I recognize the reason I don't have support oftentimes is simply because there just aren't a lot of other people that are as willing to hang off the edge like that. And I have to remind myself that I like to hang out there. And if I see some other people floating by, awesome. But if not, I still have to hang there because it's where I'm meant to be.
Yeah, that's so good. And I love that you just shared about like not having really that support because it makes other people uncomfortable because like as I'm like growing into who I'm meant to be, where I like to hang out, which is similar to you, like on the edge, like kind of living life and doing things by the seat of my pants, like kind of it's a wild ride and it makes other people uncomfortable. So but finding out that they will constantly suggest things for me because it makes them more comfortable and it's safe. So thank
And
you for
I think people mean well, like, don't misunderstand me. I think like the people that care about us, it's not intentional. It's not like, it's not necessarily, it can feel like people are undermining you, but honestly, I think most of the time they just want to protect you. They are, they're speaking from that point of it. They don't, it's hard. I realize too, like for other people that love and care about me, it's hard to watch.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
hard to watch. Because it is, it's like Frog and Toad's wild ride, you know, like it just, it's hard for people. And so that's where I do really appreciate like being in a community where other people are kind of no netting it off the edge at the same time. And not everybody needs to be that way, because for some people that's just a level of crazy that they'll never want to embrace. And I think that's totally fine too. But it is about knowing what you're meant to do. So for me, that audacity is exactly that, like staying there. It's not getting there, it's staying there.
Yeah, keeping that commitment to yourself. And yeah, I agree. Awesome. Okay, well, it is 101 and it has been lovely spending the last 2 hours with both of you. So see you guys whenever I see you, and Beck, safe travels.